Lincolnshire plumbing service leader, David Ariano, owner of Ravinia Plumbing, sewer, heating, and electric, shares what can be done to avoid a flooded basement in the Chicagoland area. Springtime heavy rains and thunderstorms will help the flowers bloom and make your garden look pretty. But they can also lead to the inconvenience and expense of a flooded basement if the proper precautions aren't taken. Here are things that can be done, including 7 do-it-yourself tips to avoid a flooded basement from Lincolnshire's plumbing service leader, David Ariano, owner of Ravinia Plumbing, sewer, heating, and electric, which has been serving Chicago's North Shore and northwest suburbs since 1928. Springtime heavy rains and thunderstorms may help the flowers bloom and make your lawn and garden look pretty. But they can also lead to expensive and inconvenient basement flooding if you do not take the proper precautions. In fact, many parts of the country have felt the sting of flooding in the last few years, especially in floodplains where banks overflow and rainwater simply has nowhere left to go on already saturated ground, says David Ariano, owner of Ravinia Plumbing, sewer, heating and electric of Lincolnshire, Illinois. The truth is, if you're concerned about your basement flooding with the heavy spring and summer rains, then there are things you can do to put the odds in your favor for a dry basement. Ariano notes. Is your house in a floodplain? Knowledge is power, and knowing this is paramount. If you're lucky enough not to be in a floodplain, you may still be at risk for flooding. The FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Administration, flood map service tells you by location your risk of a flood occurring in your area. You can go to homepage, enter your address, and view a color-coded map identifying your flood risk. Be proactive as your friendly neighborhood plumbing specialist. We would be amiss not to remind you of the most common plumbing to-dos to prevent flooding, continues Ariano. The most important is installing and maintaining sump pumps with a backup battery system, and then followed by having your sewer line rotted, adding check valves on all the pipes entering your home, and applying waterproof sealants to foundation walls, windows, and doorways. DIY tips to help prevent flooding. There are many other things you can do yourself to avoid water in your basement. And for the most part, they are relatively inexpensive. Shares Ariano. 1. Clean your gutters and downspouts now and after the leaves come down in the fall. If they are cluttered, the water can pour down from your roof and pool against your home, eventually getting in. 2. Extend your downspouts as far away from your house as possible. 3 feet from the foundation is a good idea. 3. Regrade the surface around your home to make sure the water flows away from your home. 4. Check for cracks in your foundation where water can sneak in. Fill small cracks with epoxy. For more extreme cracks, call a professional. 5. Install window well covers. Clear acrylic covers allow light to enter, even as they keep out rain, leaves, and pests. 6. Purchase a generator for emergency power in case your power goes out and as added protection if your backup fails. The generator will also help power essential appliances like your refrigerator. 7. To be safe, make sure you do not have important possessions, electronics, or essential papers on the floor. You don't want them ruined if you do get flooded. Ariano concludes. And as a last-ditch measure, just in case everything else fails, it's a good idea to make sure you have flood insurance. Most standard homeowners insurance policies don't cover damage from floods. To cover flood damage, talk with your insurance agent and buy flood insurance, a separate policy backed by the National Flood Insurance Program, NFIP. About the company, Ravinia Plumbing, sewer, heating and electric is located in Lincolnshire, Illinois, and serves the North Shore and northwest suburbs of the Chicagoland area. It provides services such as plumbing, heating and cooling, flood prevention, electrical work, retrofitting and remodeling, and a variety of commercial services. Ravinia Plumbing delivers a 100% money-back guarantee as well as transparent warranties on repairs and new installations. They are a licensed and insured contractor and one of the most trusted providers of flood prevention maintenance, including installing sump pumps, check valves, and sewer rotting, in the Chicago area. The company has been in operation and family-owned since 1928.